to the Miter Matter YouTube channel. I am about to leave my home in Chicagoland and buy a new topper. If you've seen the channel before, you'll know that my old topper normally goes there, but I sold it here to this guy in a Raptor. They came and picked it up today because I found my dream topper. For those keeping score, this will be the third topper I've had on this truck, and it's only been 9 months, something like that, 10 months since I bought the truck. But I'm constantly looking to improve and experiment and try new things. And when this topper popped up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, after some searching and some time spent window shopping for months, I knew I had to at least make an offer. Originally it was $2,500. The offer I put out first was $1,650, thinking that was a low ball. We'd negotiate up from there. Didn't hear a response, even though the guy had seen the message. And then the price dropped from $2,500 to $2,200, and I was like, well, hey guy, I messaged him again, you've seen my offer, why'd you drop the price without even countering? And I don't think had seen the message originally. So after some back and forth with the dealership selling this thing, between him and me and the owner of the topper, I ended up getting it bought for $1,650. So the first offer I made was accepted. Of course, I wish I had offered something lower, but that's okay. I think it's a good deal. Big reason I'm getting this topper is the old one had a big gap right here all the way along the front because it was for a 2015 to 2020 truck, just like my blue Aero X topper was for a 2015 to 2020 truck. This means that both the toppers were too short and had a big gap right here between the cab and the topper, a big gap here between the bed and the topper, which allowed water in sometimes. And in the case of the blue Aero X topper, the wide fat tailgate thickness caused a problem with the latches on the Aero X topper. So finally, after finding this 2021 topper, which is the proper topper for this truck, I'm able to have a proper fitting, correctly proportioned, sealed up topper for my truck. So I'm currently at about 87% here in my garage. I'm gonna full charge to 100%, so by the time I leave, I'll have maximum range possible. Here's how it's looking right now. This circle will update in a minute or two to show what the actual range would be like if I'm driving on the highway. This is just a total guessometer in terms of what the range will be. Even leaving it at 100%, I won't be able to make it all the way to the topper. In fact, I'm not even headed to the topper tonight. I am going to go to the Hollywood Casino in Toledo. Reason I'm headed there tonight is because there's free charging, and it's a nice likely scenario I'll be able to charge. There's multiple charging locations. They seem reliable on PlugShare, so that's my destination for tonight. But before I get to the Hollywood Casino in Toledo, I am going to have to charge somewhere else. Ignore this charger. I think this is maybe for the way back. I'm going to charge tonight just for like 5 minutes or something to make it to Toledo. Around about here, there's an EVgo station, and around here, there's Electrify America station. Once I do like a 5-minute charge at one of those two stops, I'll be able to make it to Hollywood Casino, charge for free there overnight, maybe do some gambling before I fall asleep in the truck, and then wake up in the morning and drive here to Jasper, Michigan, which is where the topper actually is. Sleeping arrangements for tonight are my recently completed PVC platform combined with this trifold mattress and a sleeping bag. So while I'm charging at the Hollywood Casino in Toledo, I'm going to be sleeping here in the truck. It'll be the first time using this platform. I've got a whole build video on why I did this, what my thinking process was, how I did it, and so on. And if you're interested in that, just check the description below and you can see the thought process behind this sleeping platform. So stay tuned for me as we go on this trip together, and I'll let you know how it goes along the way. All right, well, I'm on my way. As you can see, I set out about 8:30 p.m. You know, if I hypermiled behind like an 18-wheeler the whole way, folded my mirrors in, went super conservative in terms of consumption and speed, I could have made it, I bet, all the way there with the draft help from a truck. But not interested. That takes too long, and I don't need to do that. I'm going to just charge instead. I'll update you when I get to the first charger, and I'll give you all the stats and information on the trip so far. Well, bad news and a slight change of plan. All of a sudden, my range went from an excess of about 14 miles extra down to only 5 miles extra, which is concerning. I got a little message on the big screen here saying chargers unreachable, which I disagree with. I think they are reachable, but it's gonna be a lot closer than I thought. I mean, I've been watching the consumption here and it's gone to 1.4 miles per kilowatt hour recently. It was at 1.5 miles per kilowatt hour most of the drive, and I was booking it around 78 miles an hour, 76 miles an hour, that range on the cruise control. So surprising it dropped so quickly. Surprising the consumption's bad, but again, this truck has a 2-inch leveling kit on the front and 35-inch all-terrain tires, so it's not completely unexpected that I'm getting bad efficiency. That's not really the problem. The problem is, I guess, the recent recalculation that the truck did that caused me to have to slow down and do a little drafting here with the truck in front of me and fold in the mirrors, if you can see those, just to get a little bit more efficiency out of it while we make it to this EVgo charger in Eden, Ohio. Hopefully the charger works. All indications say it will. PlugShare says it's a good charger, and the EVgo website or EVgo app also says it's working fine, so shouldn't be a problem there. My major concern now is just making it there at all. So let's see how things go over the next 15 minutes or so. For what it's worth, the map thinks I'm gonna make it based on the range estimator you see drawn here. Kind of a funny shape, but this drafting behind the truck has helped a little bit, and even before I started doing that, I put the actual charger location in the map, and it's even then was estimating I could make it. So reassuring, but I know that people driving Lightnings on road trips like this have cut it too close before. And we're 1 mile left with 11 miles of range. We're at 6% right now. It's looking promising. We got to cross over the overpass, cross the highway we just came off of. And at that point, we're home free. I could probably push it from there if I had to. Oh, it's all uphill. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to push it. Ooh, big truck stop. Might have to go check out some trucks while I'm charging. Shouldn't have to charge too long here. I'm gonna get plugged in and then we'll see just how long I think I'll need to charge to make it to Toledo, Ohio. And for the record, there we're at 177.4 miles, 1.5 miles per kilowatt hour. I saved some at the end there. 10 miles of range to go at 6%. Same information, so in case you're curious, so 98% was driving, 1% accessories, 1% exterior temperature. A very efficient drive in terms of things other than propulsion, but all right, EV charger. We are at charger number 2. How do I turn on charger number 2? There must be a different number on here. Oh, 12658. And right side, start charging. Ooh, 0.69 per kilowatt hour. That is by far the highest charging speed, charging cost I've ever noticed. Now again, I don't have to charge full, I don't have to charge even to 80%. I should just be able to charge, I don't know, I'm gonna guesstimate exactly how much, maybe 50%, and make it the rest of the way to the free charger, I hope, at the Hollywood Casino. Another thing I just realized that might have affected my range is I don't have the tonneau cover on. Of course, I've got this wide open because I'm putting a topper on it. Normally I have a soft fold roll-up tonneau cover. So a stealth camper there. I love spotting stealth campers. That person's definitely sleeping here for the night. Yeah. Well, that Flying J was really nice. Almost justifies the high charging cost here. But the facility's brand new, looks amazing. Great design, lots of great lighting. And the bathrooms, which I did not film for obvious reasons, were very nice as well. So, okay, I'm giving it some crap for the price, but it is pretty nice. Another nice feature of this Flying J is the dog park. It's all fenced in, that's nice. Air pump if you needed some air in your tires. Alright, the casino should be saved on my recents. Alright, so I know the car says charge to 65%. Maybe I will, but I still like to calculate it myself. Says we're gonna arrive at 148. 68 miles is what it's gonna take to get there. And if we want to go 68 miles divided by 1.4, that's 48.5 kilowatt hours. Let's divide that by 131. Oh dear. 131. That's 131 is how many kilowatt hours this truck battery holds. So theoretically, purely theoretically, if we have 37% of the battery, that would get us all the way to the Hollywood Casino. But I want to leave a buffer, and after this last experience of getting here, I want to leave a bigger buffer than I need, than I think I need, just to be a little safer in terms of getting there and not having to need a tow. So the truck says 65%. Theoretical minimum would be 37% if I continue at my current consumption. Maybe I'll split the difference and do 50%. That's what I'll do. I think I'll just leave it at 50% and try that. Meanwhile, let's see how we're doing here on the charge. 165 kilowatts, not bad. 18 bucks, and we're probably about halfway done already. So, I don't know. What's that? 36 bucks total. I guess that's not horrible for the way I was driving at speed and the way this truck's slightly modified. I guess it's not horrible. So I shouldn't complain too much, but I don't know, it just seems really expensive. Let's go check out some 18-wheelers. Well, here we go. If you haven't seen an American truck stop before, this is where the big rigs park. Kind of a shame all these trucks are running all night. Just, these Kenworths are sweet. Look at these two. Oh man, they're nice trucks. I love how they have the sunshades over the windshield. That was one of my favorites, the Mack Anthem. If I had to get a truck without knowing any research on it, by the way, just based on looks and the name and stuff, I'd love to get a Mack Anthem myself one day. These are getting cheap too, even though they're not that old. So I'm loving these. These late model Volvo VLNs. I know VLNs for some reason have a bad reputation here, but I love how they look. I wouldn't mind one of those. Freightliner is another one that doesn't seem to get a lot of love. I think this one looks great. I forget what these ones are called, but really squarish. Peterbilt and Kenworth style. That was from Ontario too. Really American looking truck. Freightliner right there. Here's a nice Peterbilt. I think that's a 389. It's really run all night. I mean, that's insane. For a fleet operator like a lot of these big companies are, I'm amazed that this is the best solution that they have. Look at the deer catcher on this thing. Holy crap. That is awesome. Great looking truck. But how they have these engines running all night as the most cost-effective solution just amazes me. I don't understand it at all. I know there are products out there where you can connect either to a landline if you're really lucky, or just use a smaller generator or a huge battery perhaps. But holy crap, I can't believe they just leave these running all night. Check out the triple spread axle on that trailer. That's pretty unusual configuration. I don't think I've ever seen that before. There's our beautiful Lightning. All right, let's see how we're doing. 51%. All right, time to go. Yeah. I want to leave it in a little longer to get a little bit more of a buffer until I get into the city. That's where I just saw an animal. So we've been here for 28 minutes at 65 kilowatt hours dispensed, 66 now. we're still at 117 kilowatts. That's pretty good. And 45 bucks of spend. So I'm gonna unplug now and we are gonna be on our way to Toledo. I can't help but notice that it's giving me a lot more range estimate than earlier. Not complaining, I always like having extra range, but I would have left closer to my 50% mark. I'm not gonna lie, but after only about 20 minutes of driving past the last charging stop, I was starting to get a little tired. I normally go to bed around midnight and it's midnight central time, so I put the car on self-driving mode and looked at PlugShare to see what's available around here. And I found a dealership, a Dodge dealership in Archbold, Ohio called Terry Mitchell, I think it's called. And they've got a slow, level 2 charger, apparently. There's only one review on PlugShare from February of this year. That's 6 months ago. So I'm not super optimistic that it's A, working, B, still there, and C, not being used by another car, or D, blocked by gas cars. But I figured if it saved me time tonight driving to Toledo and then saved me time again in the morning driving to the Topper dealership, it's worth a bit of a risk to go check it out. So wish me luck that it's available for charging tonight and I can just sleep there in the parking lot. The charger actually shows up on the Ford app on the car, so that's promising, I suppose. Here's the Dodge dealership. Hopefully it's not gated off. We're out in the country here, so I doubt they have to gate it off, unlike in the city. All right. Dealership exists. Looks pretty nice. Terry Henricks. Terry Henricks, not Terry Mitchell. Let's see, you got a state trooper car here in for service. Uh-oh. I see a lot of cars in the way. Ooh, a few empty spots. There's the charger. Let's see if we can get in there. Oh, that's promising. 45%, 1.7 miles per kilowatt hour, and 29.9 miles in 33 minutes since the last stop. All right, let's see. Power present, ready to charge. Oh, I didn't push start, but looks like it started by itself. Yes! All right, let's see what the old Ford app says. Charging at 5 kilowatts. Hey, not bad. I'll take that. Vehicle charging. Oh, this is great. All right. Time to get ready for bed. All right, well, here at Terry Hendricks Dodge in Archbold, Ohio, I'm charging at 5 kilowatts. Not bad. That's fine. I'm going to set up my bed and go to sleep. Night night. Hey again, welcome back. Not only did I have a good charging session, but I had a good sleep as well. The platform worked pretty well. We'll be on our way here to the dealership and then back home again later today. Well, I made it here to Jasper, Michigan at Jasper Camper Sales. The stepdad has been in business here since the 70s. So about 49 years, he said. And being in business that long, you collect some really cool stuff. First off, this Impala SS 327, so it's not the big block he says, but that's okay. I still love it. It's a two-door body shell, so somewhat unusual. Looks really complete. Oh, that's an awesome interior. The SS steering wheel, badge in the middle, all the metal. That shifter, that's an awesome shifter. And column shift, I'm guessing was more common, so having this console shift has got to be even cooler. You can see right through the floor though. That's typical for Michigan, right? Lots of rust. I think it's savable though. Trunk floors, it's hard to tell if they look okay or not. They're buried in stuff, but man, I love this car. What a cool car. Somebody had the winter tires on it for winter duty. That's such a shame. These cars were just regular cars for a while before they became more collectible.
Super Cab from New Mexico there.
Oh yeah, those are rare.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it's a Mitsubishi straight 6.
Yeah.
diesel from, I guess, like a cube truck or something.
Yeah, because he said these are real reliable, easy to work on. And,
Yeah,
and you can pick parts up for them. So
they've got a good reputation. I think they're in like tons of moving vans and box trucks and straight trucks and stuff.
yeah, and then they just mounted the diesel tank on the back of the cab.
Oh, really?
But I was going to try to find maybe a flatbed for this one. But
That'd be cool.
But it looked pretty.
Oh yeah, all mechanical. This is an old one.
Yeah,
That is cool.
they even found an old
And not non-turbo. That is cool. 5.4 liter. The 6D S70 engine. I'll have to look that up. Wow. That's a cool truck. And it's got, I saw the axles on the front. It's got four-wheel drive, F250.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
And then there's the diesel with the steps still on it from the truck. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Even a Ford tank. I was like, huh?
Is it really a Ford tank? Oh, that's. Oh yeah, I see the tag. That's funny. What an unusual truck. I've never seen
Yeah.
such an old diesel swap, especially with a Mitsubishi.
Yeah, and then see, there's the.
Oh, dash is nice. Oh yeah. 4 on the floor, he said, and then so rare seeing the shifter there. Oh, and it's even got the hours meter. What's this? A brake controller?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Wow.
that looks like a brake controller, old one.
That is cool. Oh wow, nice mud flaps too. Someone spent some time on those. 77, you said?
75.
75.
Hi, boy.
That's cool. Oh yeah, that axle. Big old leaf springs.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. What is this
No,
thing?
that's the Jasper bank safe from the late 1800s.
Oh no way! I see
early
now.
19.
And it's round.
It's called a barrel safe. But see, it was made with magnesia steel, so you can't drill through it. And nobody's ever got into it.
Whoa.
The neighbor people were 90-something years old, and they picked it up back in the 50s. And then I ended up.
Wow. And now it's a project to get into it. Yeah.
He said it weighs 3750.
Oh my gosh! How did you get it there?
Yeah, oh, he brung it with a forklift.
Wow.
What?
Manganese steel bank safe. Mosler patent. All right, Jasper Campers is awesome. They're doing such a good job installing this. They cleaned the windows. They installed the topper for us. They're doing all the wiring now so that the dome light will work. There's the dome light. So the brake light will work. And even the keyless entry will work. I've never seen a topper with the whole fuse box. So new world to me with something this fancy, but really happy with the work they're doing. I'm really happy with the topper. I think I'm getting a good deal. So probably just a few more minutes and they'll be wrapping up. You've done that a few times, huh? You join me now on the beautiful back roads of southern Michigan. I got the topper on as you saw, but since then it's been a flurry of activity and I've not done a good job in recording it all. So after the topper was done, I dashed over to a nearby bakery in Adrian, Michigan. This donut shop had two 200 kilowatt chargers, which was awesome. So I charged there for, I don't know, 15 minutes, got some chocolate milk and some breakfast, and then headed to a Ford dealership just because I wanted to try if this Ford dealership charging would work or not. It worked great. Bell Ford in Adrian had a great 120 kilowatt charger, and since I was just about 80% at that point, it didn't affect the charging speed at all, being only 120 kilowatts. The car will only charge, you know, about 50 kilowatts past 80% anyway. Charged there for a bit just to try it out, and then looked for a good route home. Now, unplanned stop, but I think you'll agree this is too cool not to stop at. Old Standard Oil gas station, or at least Standard Oil signs. I'm guessing there used to be fuel tanks maybe here, or fuel pumps rather here, or here where these markings were. And then it became, if nothing else, a beer stop. But I love finding stuff like this. This is so cool. I wonder how much that sign's worth. Might as well show you guys the topper while I'm at it. I didn't really show you guys what it looked like on the truck. It's a little dirty now. The guys were really nice about cleaning the windows, which I really appreciate, inside and out. They didn't have to do that, but they did. They also set me up with some tape over the brake light. They said Michigan law and insurance history has shown that you want to block off the brake light at the back of the cab so that if I hit someone at night, they don't try to say that the brake light reflecting off my rear window of the topper affected my vision and caused the accident. Crazy, but I'm glad they did that. Also very professional. They rigged up all the electrical in this truck for things like the third brake light, the keyless entry locking, which is awesome. This thing is so much nicer than my old topper. Got a nice light right here, like I mentioned earlier. Goes along with the lights that come with it from the factory on either side. And this one is automatic. Someone paid extra for the push rod actuator to turn this on and off as I open and close it. Super happy with this topper already. It's way nicer than my last one and worth every bit of the $16.50 I paid for it. Well, I tipped the guys 10 bucks each, so $16.70 if you count that. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Better than the last one? I think so. Now it looks more like an Expedition, which if they made such a thing, I'd rather an Expedition electric truck than a pickup truck. So as I often do, I decided to take the scenic route. I'm headed due west, which is basically in line with Interstate 90, just much further west rather than going south and then slightly diagonally north on 90 afterwards. So I'm really happy to have found this side road route. No tolls, much more beautiful scenery and roads. Right now I'm about 18 miles to the bad of making it. So my plan is, once I get on the interstate and off these side roads, is to draft. I could charge, it wouldn't take that long. 5 minutes of charging, I'd probably make it home. Not even, I bet. But once you factor in the time to get off the highway, you know, connect to the charger, wait for it to initialize, and then do the same thing in reverse and drive back to the highway, I figure I can just go maybe 68 miles an hour behind an 18-wheeler and make it back to the Chicagoland area and save some time and effort and strife if the charger doesn't work. So again, I feel like I say wish me luck a lot. Wish me luck that I'm gonna be able to get back home without charging. Not that I can't charge, there's tons of charging available around the southern Lake Michigan horseshoe, but I'm gonna try and do it anyway for the challenge and for the accomplishment of it, and also to save some money and time, since it'll be way cheaper to charge at home than it will be to charge DC fast charge on the highway. So I'll let you know how it goes. All right, I'm entering the highway, still 18 miles to the bad to get to my destination. Is that 18? Yeah. So I'm gonna try to hypermile behind this truck for a bit, get my mirrors folded in, and try to save some energy here and make it home without charging. All right, so I just started blasting down the highway after giving up on my hypermiling plan. I landed at the Meyer, and even with this stop, you know, I have to charge for longer than I thought.